Hey, this is Corey from Wolfpack Woodcraft, and today I finally got my hands on a Mora Garberg. I'm really falling in love with this knife, but a lot of you know that I'm a big fan of the Mora Bushcraft Black. I have a video on this knife. I'll leave it in one of the cards in the description box below. And this is actually my 500 subscriber giveaway knife. And a lot of you were asking me why anybody would buy the Bushcraft Black, where for like $20 more they can get Mora's first full tang Garberg. And so today we're going to talk about the Garberg. I tried looking up, I have the multi-mount sheath system, and there's not a lot of videos that just discuss the sheath and how it's used. So I'm going to discuss the sheath in a separate video, so make sure to subscribe and come join the pack so that you can stay tuned with that. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to do a comparison between the Garberg and the Bushcraft Black and tell you what I feel the pros and cons of each really are. So stay tuned. Alright, so just talking about this knife, I can tell you that it came right out of the box razor sharp. This was a very sharp knife right out of the box. Another thing, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but if you're a fan of Mora, a lot of people, they buy Mora knives because of how inexpensive they are. Now this is the most expensive Mora you can get at the time of this filming, and it's still very reasonable price for a full tang knife, and what you get for the money. I think it's a very good value. Now it does come out of the box razor sharp. I haven't touched this up at all. It does carve, and it does all the stuff that you would expect from a Mora. It's very sharp. It's got that Scandinavian grind that we're all familiar with when it comes to Mora knives, so it's going to be very easy to sharpen. It's very easy to use. It's very comfortable. This handle material is very comfortable, and it's supposed to be extremely strong. You don't have to worry about this handle ever breaking on you because it's made out of such a hardened material that's known to withstand impact and all the things that might happen to you during normal use. It's almost, they say it's almost indestructible on normal use. So with it being as hard and as heavy use as it is, and still being comfortable and fitting my hand, I really like it. Another thing is this handle shape. I think it's gonna fit a lot more different styles of hands. I wear a size large glove, and there's still room at the end, so if you have a bigger hand, I think it's still gonna fit your hand really well. Same with a smaller hand. If you have a smaller hand, I still think that this knife is gonna fit your hand, plus the different grips. And so if I were to do like a chest lever and hold it in a reverse grip or a hammer stab grip, it's comfortable for a lot of different hands in my opinion, and it is comfortable for a lot of different hand holds that you would do with your knife. Another thing is they market this as a wilderness survival knife, which I think is really good, because I don't really see, like a lot of people like to think of like a survival knife. I don't really think of survival knives. To me, there's two different kinds. There's wilderness survival, which is the category that this really does fit under, and then there's tactical survival, which would be like your Seal Pup Elite or your Gerber LMF2. Those are more tactical, where this is more wilderness. And so I really like that they're not just calling this a survival knife, they're calling it a wilderness survival knife, because I really think that fits in that category a lot better. It's full tang, the pommel comes out the back. Now it also has a 90-degree spine, so you're going to be able to remove bark with that spine. You're going to be able to strike a ferro rod with that spine, and so having that 90-degree spine really does come in handy when it comes to crafting and fire starting. You can make fat wood fluff like I've shown in other videos for fire starting, and so that 90-degree spine really does come in handy. But also the pommel, so it has a sharp 90-degree spine. It's somewhat sharp, but the pommel I think is actually sharper than the 90-degree spine, and so I'm going to be interested in seeing if that can throw a spark, because if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I don't like striking ferro rods with the spine of my knife. I like saving that edge for wood processing. I always carry a designated striker, but if the pommel could be my designated striker and I can still use that spine for wood processing and keep the edge of my knife for knife work, this is going to be a well-rounded knife for a lot of different people, for a lot of different purposes. So I really like it. Another thing is it's a stainless steel. It's not a high carbon like most other bushcraft style or survival style knives. It is stainless steel. It's a very hard stainless steel, but it's not so hard that it becomes brittle. It's right there at that sweet spot. There's a lot of torture tests with this steel, and there's a lot of people that love this knife, and I'm starting to become one of them. But that stainless, it's going to make it a lot more easy maintenance in a lot of different climates. Like right now it's kind of misty, rainy, and I'm not worried about this knife. It's not a high carbon knife that's going to rust easily. It's a stainless steel that's going to require a lot less maintenance. All steel requires maintenance, but the stainless is going to be a lot easier to maintain, and it's going to be a lot less maintenance. It's a Scandinavian grind, so honing that edge is going to be easier than some of the other grinds. As I said, I haven't had to hone the edge. I haven't used it that much, but I'm interested to see. It's a stainless steel, so it should be extremely easy to sharpen, but because it is so hard, I wonder how well it's going to perform. Like I said, I never sharpen a knife, I simply hone it, and so we'll see how that works. Yeah, I'm falling in love with this knife. The sheath system does come ambidextrous, so if you're left or right handed, it does come ambidextrous. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on the sheath system itself, but I'll tell you right now, I like this sheath system way better than the Bushcraft Black, which leads me to which one is best for what. Okay, so with the Mora Bushcraft Black, you get a bushcraft style blade. It's a high carbon steel, and so you do have to maintain it, but it comes with this black coating that's going to prevent it from rusting and everything, and so it is an easy to maintain high carbon steel because of the coating. It comes with this rubberized handle, which is very comfortable. It's very ergonomic, but I feel there's a nice finger groove here, and so that finger groove gives you a lot better control. Sorry, I'm watching my dog. It gives you a lot more control, and it gives you a better sense of comfort if your hand fits that mold. Okay, if you have a smaller hand, that hump where the finger groove is might get in the way and it might be uncomfortable. If your hands are any bigger than mine, like I said, I wear a size large glove, you're not going to have enough handle here you're not going to have enough real estate on this handle, and so this is a very specific knife, right? It's going to fit a very specific person for very specific tasks. It does have a finger guard here, so you don't have to worry about your hand slipping onto the blade. Another thing that I like about the Bushcraft Black that the Garberg does not have is the Bushcraft Black blade goes all the way to the handle. It's sharp from the tip all the way to the handle. It goes straight from handle to cutting surface, where the Mora Garberg has a ricasso, and so it goes handle and then a chunk of metal and then your cutting edge, which some people prefer, some people don't. Me personally, I like having a knife without the ricasso. I've gotten used to Moras without that ricasso. But yeah, it's a very specifically made knife. It still has that 90-degree spine for wood processing and striking a ferro rod. And so a lot of people like the Mora Companion because it's such an affordable knife and you get so much for your money. It's a good steel, it's a good blade, they're tried and true. A lot of outdoorsmen really like that Mora Companion. I named my dog after the Mora Companion. And so when it comes to the Mora Bushcraft Black, you get a lot of the same features of the Mora Companion, but you also get some bushcraft style features. You know, you get a comfortable handle that's not going to fatigue your hand over time. You get that 90-degree spine. So it was a very big upgrade in my opinion from the Mora Companion, but a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't full tang, right? They really fell in love with the knife, but they all said they would like it more if it was full tang. And so Mora answered with the Mora Garberg. Now the Mora Garberg, it's only $20 more than the Bushcraft Black. So a lot of people ask, is it worth saving up to buy the Garberg or should you just get the Bushcraft Black? And in my opinion, I have a lot of work with the Bushcraft Black and I just got the Mora Garberg. If I was borrowing the two knives, I would probably end up buying the Mora Garberg, simply because I like the sheath system better. Plus, you're getting a peace of mind, right? It's full tang, it's tried and true, just like the Bushcraft Black, but you know that it's more reliable because it is full tang. You know that the handle material is better than the rubber handle material that could wear and tear on the Bushcraft Black. So you really get a stronger peace of mind with the Mora Garberg. You can feel the difference in your hand. When you're holding the Garberg, it feels like a much more heavy use, robust knife that you could use in a lot of different situations, a lot of different scenarios. I got this knife because you guys were so, every time I talk about the Mora Bushcraft Black, you guys are like, why would anybody buy the Bushcraft Black, but for $20 more they can get the Garberg? And so I had to get one for myself to kind of get that video out to show you the differences and the pros and cons. And honestly, I don't think that the Bushcraft Black stands a chance with the Mora Garberg. The Mora Garberg, like I said, I used to love the Bushcraft Black for beginners, people that were just starting out. It gives you that 90-degree spine to practice with. It's black coated so that it's not as hard to maintain as other high carbon steel blades. It's got a very comfortable handle for people that aren't experienced with using knives for a long period of time. So I really liked this for a beginner option. But here we have a knife that's stainless steel. So again, it's very easy to maintain. It has that 90-degree spine for practicing striking ferro rods and wood processing with the spine of your knife. It has the pommel in the end that you can pound this knife into different woods. You can baton it without worrying. You can do everything with this knife, and it's still easy to sharpen, easy to maintain. It's made out of materials that are gonna last. So even once you get that experience, if you're brand new and you buy this knife and you get experience, this knife is still gonna hold up and it's still gonna do all the tasks a more expensive knife would do. And so I'm a very big fan of the Mora Garberg. Wait. And so with that being said, and my dog's impatience, I want to know what you think. Hey, no. No. Where's your ball? Get your ball. There you go. Alright, now that the dog is calmed down, Let me know in that comment section, what do you think? Do you think that the Mora Bushcraft Black still has a place in the outdoor community, or do you think the Garberg has just completely wiped it off the map? Let me know in that comment section. Also let me know, do you like these comparison videos? I got a video coming up on the sheath system of the Mora Garberg, and again I'm going to compare it to the Bushcraft Black. But do you like these knife battle videos where I tell you between the two which one I would buy over the other? Make sure to leave that in the comments section. I plan on doing, if the responses are good, I plan on putting the Mora Garberg up against the Becker BK2 because they fall in almost the exact same price range. So leave that knowledge and any questions in that comments section. I love hearing from you. Then make sure to like and share this video to help spread that knowledge and those ideas to the people we care about most. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and come join the pack. I have a new video every Sunday and Thursday, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.